Hello, my name is Michael Lee. I'm the Director of U.S. Admissions at ITS, and today I'm going to give you a demonstration on our online SAT class. The subject we're going to be looking at is the SAT writing section, and in particular, verbs and subjects. So if we look at the first two sentences, when we have a singular subject, like the dog, we can replace it with it and see if the verb makes sense. So the dog is singular. We say, it eat the cat, or it eats the cats. We know, of course, that the second one is correct and the first one is incorrect. When the subject is plural, like the dogs, we can replace that subject with they. And we know that they eat the cat versus they eats the cat is correct. The second one is incorrect. And this is something that you already know from English class. Now, in the SAT, there's one major trick. If we look down at this bottom sentence, the group of basketball players are going out to dinner after the game. Well, the verb are, we see that the noun players right next to it. Normally, if we say the players are going out to dinner, that would be correct. But in this case, we have to look a little bit further to the left to see what the actual subject is. And the actual subject is group. Now, the group is singular, so we can replace it with it. So we say it is going, not it are going, and we know that this verb is incorrect. So the main thing that they'll do to try to trick you is they'll put a plural noun right next to your verb, like players, so it sounds okay when you read it, but you have to look a little bit closer for the actual subject. So let's look at a couple examples. This is from the Writing Error ID section. We're looking for the underlined part that is incorrect. So the newly elected Prime Minister, to the dismay of opponents from other parties, have argued for strict regulations on campaign financing. So the only verb in question is answer choice C, have argued, and we just need to ask ourselves who or what have argued for strict regulations. And of course, it's the Prime Minister. Right, the Prime Minister is singular. We would say he has argued, not he have argued. And so we know that C is incorrect. Let's have a look at another example. The regularly scheduled conference between my tutor and me is set for Thursday, but my low grades in biology requires me to arrange an earlier meeting. We have two verbs in question, is and requires, so let's find the subjects. So what is set for Thursday? We have to look a little bit further left in the sentence, and it's the conference. Right, the conference is singular, the conference is it. It is set for Thursday, seems okay. The second verb requires. What requires me to arrange an earlier meeting? It is indeed my low grades, right? My low grades are plural. We would say they require me, not they requires me. So D is incorrect. It's not the right subject-verb pairing. And there's one other thing to note here. Is the noun that is right next to requires, biology, is singular. So if we read this separately, biology requires me, that would normally be okay. But in this particular sentence, the subject is truly the grades. And so we have to find that in order for us to determine that D is indeed the answer we're looking for and is the error. Okay. Now finally, the second part of the writing section that we're going to have to use this skill for is the improving sentences. And so here we want to choose the answer choice that best replaces the underlined part of the sentence. So let's read it. All the talk about minimizing noise, keeping rivers clean, and planting trees have not impressed people enough to be bringing about major reforms in laws and lifestyles. So you may not be able to see the error right away. But if we read vertically and just look at the answer choices, we see that one major thing that differentiates them is have versus has. So we may just want to inspect have and see, well, what is the real subject? The real subject is not trees, which is the word right next to it. It's actually all the way at the beginning of the sentence, all the talk. Now, we learned this earlier in the writing course that because talk is uncountable, all the talk is considered singular. So we say, it has not impressed. We do not say, it have not impressed. So without even reading the entirety of the answer choices, we know that A, B, and C are wrong from the word have. Then we just have to compare D and E. All the talk has not impressed people enough to bring. All the talk has not made enough people impressed for bringing. Now, aside from impressed for bringing being a little bit awkward, E is a little bit more passive, and most people can see that we're going to choose D. Right? But the main advantage here is that we've eliminated, from the 5 answer choices, we've eliminated 3, and we only have to compare 2, making our job much easier. And if we can identify, the subject-verb error, that's the route we're going to go down. All right, so that's been all for this demonstration. Of course, this has just been a recorded demonstration. If you were to actually have this course online, you'd be sitting with a live instructor, and anytime you have questions, you can ask that instructor directly. If you are interested in having an SAT course online or would like to know more, please visit us at www.itseducation.asia, or you can contact us at online@itseducation.asia. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we'll see you online.